Dandava pranam.
Dandava pranam. Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharika Giridhari Shri Rādhā Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupar Shuttara Shutta Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja Śrīla Gurudeva ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupar Shuttara Shutta Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Nityal Vishtam Vishnupar Shutar Shutashmar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Mahārāja Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Vishtam Vishnupar Shutar Shutashmar Bhakti Prajñāna Keśava Gosvāmī Mahārāja Śrīla Paramgurudeva ki jai. Tadiya Shubha Tirubhav Titi Viraha Mahotsav ki jai. Jai Nityal Nityal Vishram Vishnupara Shuttara Shutashmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Vishra Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gurudeva Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Vishra Śrīla Satchidananda Bhaktivedānta Thakur ki jai. Nityal Vishra Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rūpānu Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadasa Raghunath Shāra Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Nama Jai Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shiksheta Mandala, Gora Mandala, Vraja Mandala, Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rādhā Kund Shama Kund ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Jai Shri Kartik Vrat Niyam Seva ki jai. Urja Vrat ki jai. Ūrjeśvarī Raseshwarī Shri Vṛṣabhānu-nandinī Srimati Rādhā Ṭhākurāṇī ki jai. Jai Shri Rādhā Damodar ki jai. Shri Yashoda Damodar ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Jai Shri Murari Gupta ki jai. Tadiya Shubha Tirubhav Titi ki jai. Jai, all the associates of Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, and all the disciples and followers of those associates ki jai, especially Śrīla Bhakti Prajñāna Keśava Gosvāmī Mahārāja and all of his associates ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam, Sundari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Champak Mataji, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Ramakanta Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu says, I wish I was there. Gandharvika Didi, and anybody else who's there, also all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi and Jaya Prabhu and everybody else. Oh, we should do Mangalacharam. 1 second, let me just... Okay. Ajnānatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Namine. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutna Keśava Bhinna Rupine Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Vamaniti Namine. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedānta Swāminiti Namine. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Acharya Singharupine Śrīmad Bhakti Prajñāna Keśava iti namine Attimartya Charitraya Swashitanancha Paline Jiva Dukhe Sadartaya Shri Nama Premadayine Gaurashaya Vigrahaya Krishna Kamaikacharine Rupanuga Pravaraya Vinodeti Swarupine Prabhupadantarangaya Sarvasargunashaline Maya Tamoghnaya Vedantartha Vide Namah. Let's just read the translation for these verses. I offer pranam to the lion-like Acharya, Om Vishnupad Śrīmad Bhakti Prajñāna Keśava Gosvāmī Mahārāja. His character and activities are supramundane, and he protects and nurtures those who take shelter of him. He is always aggrieved to see the suffering of the living entities, and he bestows love for Sri Nam. He is the shelter of love for Gauranga, and his every action is solely to fulfill the desires of Sri Kṛṣṇa. He is best among the followers of Śrīla Rupa Goswami, and in his internal identity, he is Vinod Manjari. He is an intimate associate of Śrīla Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, and he is endowed with all auspicious qualities. He eradicates the darkness of Mayavad. Well, I just noticed it's not long either. And he knows the true meaning of Vedanta. I offer pranam to him. No long A there as well. To fix that. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Tinamine Shri Vṛṣabhānu-nandinī Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayane Prapave Namaha. I'm just going to continue on. Namo Gaura-kishoraya Shakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambujayate Namaha. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumestang Nirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannatayate Namaha. Fine. I was just trying to find the pranam mantra by Murari Gupta. Where is it? Is it Sajayati Vishuddha Vikrama? I think it is. Sajayati Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Oh, is this pranam mantra not in the songbook? Anyways, we opened it yesterday. I can find it easily. Okay, yeah, it's this one. Avatirna Sakarunyo Parichinno Sarishvaro Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Dvau Bhrataro Bhaje. So Murari Gupta, he wrote this verse, whose disappearance day is today. He wrote, I worship the two brothers, Shri Krishna Chaitanya and Shri Nityananda, who have descended in this world as the supreme controllers. They have appeared in covered forms as the embodiments of mercy. Okay. Let's recite the pranam mantra for Rādhā Damodar. Amod. Dhyayin. Dhyayin. There. Anga shamalima chata virabito mandi kritendi varam jadyam ja gururochi samvidadatam patam varasya shriya vrindaranya vilasinam hridilasad tamaviramadaram radhaskanda niveshito jvalabhujam Dhyayema Damodaram. So Śrīla Rupa Goswami, he wrote, his dark bodily luster eclipses that of a blue lotus, and his brilliant yellow garments rebuke the radiance of golden kumkum. He revels in pastimes within Sri Vrindavan. His chest is beautified by a splendid Vaijayanti garland, and his splendorous left hand rests upon Sri Rādha's shoulder. I meditate upon that Sri Damodar. Tavaivasmi, na jivami tvaya vina, iti vigyaya devi tvang nayamang charanan sikam. Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai, chiptashtakama ditaranga madhye. Kripa maitvam sharanam prapanna vrinde namaste charana ravindam bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, Haribol. I just see a few more devotees joined. Haribol. I already saw Anadi Krishna, right? I think so, yeah. And Jaya Shri Didi, and Vidyalalasa Didi, Krishna Mai Didi, and everybody else. Haribol. Thank you, Vidyalalasa Didi, for the sweet messages. Thank you. Yes, and that is a very good prayer. Very important prayer. All right, so today we are going to actually, let me just write that down because I think I didn't remember to put Murari Gupta's name for that verse Avatirnasa Karunya in the songbook. So just quickly writing it down so I don't forget. Right, Murari Gupta's name. Okay, there. All right, so today is well, for many of you, Kartik began a few days ago on Akadashi, and then for many others, it begins today. And today is also Sharadiya Ras Purnima. It is the disappearance day of Murari Gupta, who we read about yesterday from Śrīla Bhakti Prajñāna Gosvāmī Mahārāja's book, Sri Chaitanya and His Associates. And it is the disappearance day of our Paramgurudeva Nityalila Pravishta Śrīmad Bhakti Prajñāna Keśava Gosvāmī Mahārāja. So as you know, as I say, like almost every day, I'm buried in papers and I'm just, my mind is not, like I'm not able to really do much preparation for these programs. So I didn't actually prepare anything for today. Vaijanti Mala Mataji sent me something that, some excerpts from a class that Gurudev gave, my Gurudev, on the last day of Kartik. And she said it's a nice thing to read for the first day of Kartik. She just sent me some short excerpts from that, so we could read that. And then I have this book, Kriti Ratna, which has glorifications of it has articles written by my Param Gurudev, all the letters, his collected letters, and then it has glorifications from his god brothers and his god sister, and then glorifications of his prominent disciples like Nityalila Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Vāman Goswāmī Mahārāja, Nityalila Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Trivikram Goswāmī Mahārāja, and our Śrīla Gurudeva, Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta, Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja. So I thought we could just pick and choose different things. And maybe since there isn't so much time, we should just read from my Gurudev, because he has a beautiful offering in there. Anyhow, we'll see. Maybe let's first begin with Kārtika, and then we'll have all the rest of the time for Gurudev. So, let me just find this. What am I looking for? Here. Here's Kriti Ratna, and here, this is what I was looking for. I think this is from the book A Treasury of Holy Days, which was previously known as Sri Prabandavali. I could be wrong. So the final day of Kārtika. Today is the day on which we complete our vow of Niyam Seva for the month of Kārtika. And the observance of this Niyam Seva, by the mercy of Bhagavan, and especially by the mercy of Guru, for the last month we have performed hearing and chanting of Harikatha and taken darshan of all the primary places of Sri Rādhā and Kṛṣṇa's pastimes in Vraj. Kārtika is the king of months, and its queen is Srimati Radhika. This month is for the pleasure of Radhika, and whatever we have done for her pleasure during the last month, we should continue doing for the remainder of the year. If in our hearts we consider ourselves very low and genuinely feel with great despair that I have not yet attained her mercy, then we have really been granted the fruit of following this vow. Every day during this month, we have sung the glories of Sri Rādhā Damodar in the form of Damodarashtak, and tried to practice that sadhan which will awaken the desire in our hearts to always serve Srimati Radhika. This is the final aim of all sadhans. In the 11th and final verse of Sri Upadeshamrita, Śrīla Rupa Goswami describes the supreme spiritual desire and how that desire can be fulfilled. Krishna Syochai Pranaya Vasati Preyasi Rupirada. I guess she didn't get that excerpt. Anyways, we're just going to continue. If we bathe at Radha Kund, our hearts will become purified. An attraction for Radha Dasya will arise within us. And if we have similar feelings of pleading as Rupa and Raghunath Das Goswamis had, then we will certainly attain Radhika's direct mercy. And this is especially true if it is done within this month of Kārtika. And then Sri Radha Pratana 2-3. What is it? Sudita Janati. Should we get the verses? Let's get the verses. Shama Sundara Shikanda Shekara Smera. It's always good to see the original Sanskrit. So let me just open it up again. Shama Sundara Shikanda. Actually, let's see it here. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Just lost it. Shama Sundara Shikhanda Shekhara Smera Hasa Murali Manohara Radhika Rasika Mam Kripani De Swapriya Charana Kinkarim Kuru. Prananata Vṛṣabhānu-nandinī Śrīmukabjara Salola Shatpada Radhika Padatale Krita Stiting Tvam bhajami rasikendra shekhara. So the meaning is, O Shamsundar, O you whose head is adorned with a peacock feather, your face always holds a playful smile. Your flute playing is enchanting, and you are very expert in enjoying ras with Srimati Radhika. Because you are an ocean of mercy, please make me a kinkari, a maidservant at the feet of your beloved. You are the lord of the life of the daughter of Vṛṣabhānu, and are always greedy to taste the nectar of her lips. O Rasika Shekhar, foremost of those who are Rasik, I don't desire anything other than to always reside at the feet of Srimati Radhika. Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Bhaktivedānta Thakur, and all of our acharyas have prayed to Kṛṣṇa for this very thing, and have also prayed directly to Radhika herself for it. Those who have not taken shelter of the dust of Radhika's feet by worshipping these places, and who have not attained the association of a Rasik Mahabhagavat, Vaishnava, who is always immersed in the grave and deep bhav of Radhika, will never become submerged in the ocean of ras. This is basically the translation to that verse, Anaradha Rādhā Paramgurudeva Anashritta Vrindata Tatpadankam, by Raghunath Das Goswami. Or is it the Swaprakash something stotra? Therefore, we should pray to the Dham, to Giriraj Govardhan, and to the Yamuna, to the dust of Radhika's feet, to Vishaka and Lalita, to our Guru Parampara, to Bhaktivedānta Thakur, and to our own Gurudev, that we never desire anything besides Radha Dasya. Day and night, Gadadhar Pandit was lamenting in separation from Mahaprabhu. Raghunath Das would come and render service to him, and besides Gadadhar Pandit, there is no other shelter for him. But the fire of separation was burning very intensely in Gadadhar Pandit's heart. And after a few days, calling out, Gauranga, Gauranga, Gadadhar Pandit also entered into the eternal Leela. Then Raghunath Das felt, whatever strength I had has been taken away. Now I will certainly die. I will give up my life by either jumping in the ocean or from a mountaintop. But then he thought again, if I am to give up this life, what should I do? Why should I do it by jumping in the ocean? Instead, I will go to Vrindavan, where I will drown in the Yamuna. Or if I will give up my life by jumping from a mountain, it will not be from Chatak mountain in Puri. Instead, I will go to Govardhan and jump from there. When someone feels such intense separation from Bhagavan, then it can be said that they are really performing bhajan. Whereas we, on the contrary, are mostly just eating, sleeping, joking, and laughing all day long. We should make an effort to understand what is the nature of these devotees' feelings of divine separation. What the nature of these devotees' feelings of divine separation were. Was it saying the nature, right? Anyways, when a devotee is always thinking, how will I meet Bhagavan with great eagerness, then it can be said that they are engaged in real sadhana. And we cannot even express the degree of Raghunath Das Goswami's Tarnadapi Suni Chenar, his feelings of his own lowliness. Today we have made an effort to increase our greed for the service of Radhika. And when that hankering becomes complete, then our darshan of Vrindavan, including all of the places such as Sevakunj and Giriraj Govardhan that we visited this month, will really become complete. We are actually unqualified in all ways for this. But if inside us a little of this hankering has arisen, then today we will say a special prayer to Lalita, Vishaka, all of the gurus in our parampara, and especially to our own Guru Padma, that by their mercy, this hankering will become complete. With this very hope, we will not conclude our vrat today, but instead, we will commence it. How will I attain the dasya of Radhika? Wherever it is available, whether in heaven or in hell, I will certainly go there. Therefore, today we pray to Shri Rādhā Vinod Bihari and all of their devotees that our desire, the very aim of our bhajan, will be fulfilled. Okay, so now we will read some glorifications of our Paramgurudev. There's this one that's very nice. It's called Kusuma Chayanika, I think, right? So yeah, Śrīla Acharya Dev Ki Kripa Vaishishta Kusuma Chayanika. A collection of flowers, the speciality of Śrīla Acharya Dev's mercy by Śrīla Gurudeva, Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī. And this is written when? In 1963. So this was written while he was still present on this planet. Okay. Just making the text a bit bigger. Okay. Shishi Guru Gauranga Jayata. Heralding auspiciousness for the entire world on the occasion of Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Varya Ashtatarashata Śrīmad Bhakti Prajñāna Keśava Gosvāmī Mahārāja's 67th appearance day. Śrīla Acharya Dev Ki Kripa Vaishishta Kusuma Chayanika. The collection of flowers, the speciality of Śrīla Acharya Dev's mercy by Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Nama Om Vishnu Pada Śrīmad Śrī Bhakti Prajñāna Keśava Śrī Prabhupada Preshtaya Gora Parshada Rupine. I offer obeisances unto Om Vishnupad Śrī Bhakti Prajñāna Keśava, dearly beloved of Śrī Prabhupada, Śrīla Prabhupada, and an associate of Gaur Hari. Śrī Chaitanya Manobhishtam Paripurakamurtaye Gaura Saraswatamnaya Acharyaya Namo Namaha. You are the personal fulfillment of Śrī Chaitanya's innermost desires. Teacher of the divine Gaura Saraswat message, I bow repeatedly unto you. Gudanurag, I think Śrīla Gurudeva wrote these verses. I've never seen them before, and it's in his offering, so I think these are his own. Gudanuragine tubhyam Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Sarupaya Namo Namaha. You are possessed of profound attachment for Shri Siddhanta Saraswati, and you are the personification of Shri Gaura's compassion potency. I bow unto you. Shri Rupa Nuga Siddhanta Vipakshi Mukha Mardine Kṛṣṇa Tattva Gyasamraje Kriti Ratnayate Namaha. You subdue and rectify those who antagonize the conclusions of the Rupanugas. You are the sovereign of those acquainted with the truth of Kṛṣṇa, and you are Kriti Ratna, which means each of your accomplishments is an exquisite jewel. I bow unto you. Okay, so this is divided into flowers that he's offering at the feet of Paramgurudeva. So the first flower. I address you, who fulfilled the heartfelt ambitions of Śrīla Saraswati Gosvāmī Prabhupada. You are his beloved companion and foremost of his heirs. Following Jagadguru Śrīla Prabhupada's disappearance pastime, the Rupanuga Saraswat Gaudiya current was forced to progress along a treacherous path, rife with innumerable obstacles. Srila Prabhupada's genuine servants were severely tested. The stories about this are heartrending. In that period, the preaching centers Srila Prabhupada had established began closing down one by one. The publications of the spiritual periodicals in Bengali, Hindi, English, and Sanskrit, namely the Gaudiya, Bhagavat, Harmonist, and Sajantoshini, stopped. The worldwide reverberations of the Brihad Mridanga, or printing press that published literature concerning pure devotion, also ceased. Pilgrimages to Sri Dham Navadip, Braj Mandal, Kshetra Mandal, and other places dwindled into obscurity. Those brahmacharis and others living in the Math, whose faith was too tender, they gave up the Math lifestyle. Without shelter, they returned to their previous ashrams. Some of the brahmacharis and sannyasis scattered here and there and began performing bhajan in solitude, idly passing their lives somehow or other. Everyone became passive and bewildered, through and through. During these dark days of Saraswat Gaudiya Vaishnavism, you established the Sri Bhaktivedānta Samiti. On Srila Prabhupada's order, received in a dream, you accepted Tridandi Sannyas and Shri Katva, the sacred spot where Srimad Mahaprabhu enacted his Sannyas Leela. From Śrīla Bhakti Prajñāna Keśava. Taking a firm vow to fulfill Srila Prabhupada's innermost desire and preach the message of Sri Hare, Gaurvani, you freed the checked flow of the Saraswat current and spread it not only throughout all of Bengal, but also Bihar, Assam, Odisha, Uttar Pradesh, and other places all over India. You were the first to revive Sri Navadip Parikrama and to start publishing a monthly spiritual magazine, Sri Gaudiya Patrika, once again. You were even the first to revive pilgrimages to Vraj Mandal, Kshetra Mandal, Dwarka Dham, Badri Narayan Dham, Naimisharanya, and the holy places of South India, by which you reinitiated the preaching of Gaurvani everywhere. Revived and enthused by these actions, you took to preach bhakti. Your godbrothers followed your example. The Saraswat Gaudiya Vaishnava family is and always will be in your debt for restoring momentum to the virtually extinct current of Saraswat Vaishnavism. I offer repeated obeisances unto your lotus feet, which are more soothing than millions of moons and which inspire fearlessness. Second flower. Śrīla Saraswati Goswami Thakur was a direct associate of Sri Gaur. Once you heard his message of pure devotion, you could not bear to be separated from him. And though still in your tender teenage years, you gave up, as if they were bits of straw, the love of your doting mother, the infatuation of friends, grand opulence and wealth befitting a king, the desire for prestige, and the thrills of an upper-class education. And you offered yourself wholeheartedly at the feet of your Sri Guru, thereby becoming supremely dear to him. In the early days of preaching Sri Gaura's message, when there were only 3 or 4 people living in the Math with Srila Prabhupada, and he was conceiving of his wide-reaching plan to establish centers around the world to preach pure devotion, he would say with firm conviction, he would say, "This Vinod will manage all of these centers." Srila Prabhupada would engage you in intimate and confidential services. He was so pleased with you that he adorned you with the title Kriti Ratnam, he whose achievements are veritable jewels, which was a divine utterance, a vani of blessing, indicative of devotion. When the rogues of Kuliya, antagonists of pure religion, made their atrocious attack, you repeated the ideal of Guru Seva as shown once before by Sri Ramanujacharya's prominent disciple Sri Kuresh, who is the exemplar of a Guru Sevak. By subduing various disruptive individuals and factions who oppose the practice of devotion, You served Shri Gaura's divine name, Shri Gaur Nam, Shri Gaura's holy abode, Shri Gaur Dham, and Shri Gaura's heartfelt desires, Shri Gaur Kam, in so many ways, which was the cherished desire, the Manobhishta of your Shri Guru, and you continue to do so. O you are the dearly beloved of your Guru and foremost of Acharyas. I offer my respects millions and millions of times unto your lotus feet. Third flower. The first time you led Sri Dham Parikrama after Srila Prabhupada orchestrated his pastime of disappearance, you were victimized by the Kulangars, those who brought disgrace to the Saraswat Vaishnava family, who were antagonistic to Guru and Vaishnavas. Yet you nevertheless exemplified the model of tolerance, that is, Taror Iva Sahishnuta, being more tolerant than a tree. Despite an onslaught of unwarranted cutting remarks of, and the name was redacted, you displayed the pinnacle of humility, Trinadapi Sunicha, being more humble than a blade of grass, Manada, deference, and Amani, modesty, resulting in the palpable bewilderment and astonishment of your godbrothers in recounting the said events. Satisfied by the modest service of your surrendered and exclusively devoted disciple, Ananga Mohan Brahmachari, you blessed him with the attainment of love for Kṛṣṇa and Kṛṣṇa's divine abode, thereby establishing the blazing ideal of protecting and nurturing one's dependents. Hearts as dry as wood or stone melt upon remembering you. Seeing your disciples experience even the slightest difficulty causes you great distress, and you are always endeavoring to fortify them with the scientific knowledge of their relationship with Kṛṣṇa. You are the concentration of Shri Gaura's compassion. You are the personified form and preceptor of the statement, Kirtaniya Sada Hari, constantly sing and chant glories and names of Hare. I surrender my all unto your lotus feet. Fourth flower. You encompass the specialities of your predecessor acharyas, while remaining luminous in your own speciality and originality. You established Sri Gaudiya Samiti to correct the common erroneous notions that the purport of Vedanta Sutra is Nirvishesh Jnana, monism, and that the followers of Shankar's doctrine are Vedantists. You established it to propagate the fact that Vedanta Sutra's true and only purport is Krishna Bhakti, and that Vaishnavas, specifically Saraswat Gaudiya Vaishnavas, are the true Vedantists. Preserving the distinction of your own bona fide Tridandi lineage, and at the same time, preserving the special contributions of previous acharyas, you manifested the tradition of the Bhaktivedānta name. You are non-different from Shri Jiva Gosvāmī, Shri Baladeva Vijibhushan, and Shri Saraswati Thakur in the way that you devise ever new, wondrous, and unassailable arguments that refute Mayavad and various misguided anti-bhakti sects, and complement your Swapaksha, your family. We repeatedly perform arati to your lotus feet. The fifth flower. Armed with the resolute evidence from Scripture and wielding the razor-sharp weapons of your invincible arguments, you shattered the foundations of Sahajaism, thereby delighting Śrīla Prabhupada and his dear associates. In Mayavad Ki Jivani, you pulverized the fortress of Mayavad by the force of your innovative arguments and scriptural evidence, proving that it is really covert Buddhism. You have displayed your dedication to following in the footsteps of Śrīla Rupa Goswami and your wondrous power of creativity in the following articles. Shri Janmashtami Darshanik Alochana, a philosophical study of Sri Janmashtami. Pradipa Shikha, the lamp's flame. That's the introduction to Prem Pradeep. Amar Vaktavya, the introduction to Sri Rupanuga Bhajan Sampat. I translated that. Chalani O Sucha, the sieve and the Chalani O Sucha, the sieve and the needle. With one profound little article, Nimbaditya and Nimbarka are not the same person, you silenced all the misguided, baseless chatter of those relishing Nimbaras, which also means bitter neem juice. Your book, Achinta Bheda Bhed, which Shivas translated and put on his website, Big Drum. This was a series of, I think it's like almost 24 articles or over 20 articles. So your book, Achinta Bheda Bhed, served as a razor-sharp trident to dismember the three-headed demon of those who betrayed your guru, Vasudev, Sundarananda, and the prominent Sahajya Haridas, and their philosophies, which were opposed to the current of Sri Saraswat Gaudiya conceptions. Thus, you served Srila Prabhupada's cherished ambitions and accomplished the grand task of protecting the Sampradaya. Okay, in Assam, with the most formidable fortress of the Hankar Sampradaya, in a huge assembly, you refuted all of their unfounded arguments like a fearless lion, establishing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Bhagavan himself and the preeminence of pure devotion. At the Akhila Bhangiya Sanskrit Sammelan, the Bengali-wide Sanskrit conference in Chunchura, you showed no concern for public opinion by refuting the karma and gyan that are opposed to the Lord, as well as Mayavad and other misguided philosophies. You then established pure devotion to Kṛṣṇa, thus highlighting your role as Acharya in preaching the uncompromising truth. I offer my repeated obeisances unto your lotus feet, O Acharya Keśvarī, O lion-like a teacher. Sixth flower. When you read the description of Sri Ratha Yatra from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita during the grand festival of Sri Ratha Yatra, you became submerged in the ocean of Vipralamba Ras and began to weep, causing all the listeners to weep. You display such humility when extolling Srila Prabhupada's glories in front of his Samadhi temple in Sri Dham Mayapur, that even hearts as hard as thunderbolts melt and seep out through the channels of the eyes. O foremost of acharyas, you are the personification of the ocean of Vipralamba Ras, and you hold the message of Sri Rupa and Raghunath so dear. I offer millions upon millions of obeisances unto your lotus feet, which are venerated by the hosts of demigods. Seventh flower. In Sri Navadip Dham, which is Braj, on the island of Sri Koladip, which is Sri Govardhan, in the region of the islands that corresponds to the Ras Stali, you established the presiding deity of that part of the Dham, Sri Koladev, in the Samiti's main temple. There you manifested the wondrous Shri Rādhā Vinod Bihari, Kṛṣṇa embraced by Sri Rādhā, who is absorbed in the infinite ocean of Vipralamba Ras and imbued with the exalted state of divine love referred to as Adiruddha Mahabhav. On the one hand, in a splendorous and unprecedented manner, you demonstrated your role as an acharya in the line of Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī. And on the other, you revealed your own magnificent speciality and originality. O Rupanuga Acharya, may you be forever victorious. Now the eighth flower. In an astonishing way, you have revealed the ideal of Guru Nishta and the most sublime principles of Guru Tattva in the verses of Srila Prabhupada Arati. conviction in Shri Gaur Krishna in the verses of Shri Gaur Govinda Mangal Arati, conviction in Shri Vrindadevi in the verses of Shri Tulsi Arati, and Guru Nishta Upasya Tattva, the truth of the deity, Upasya Nishta, faith in the deity, and Achinta Bheda Bheda Tattva, the truth of simultaneous oneness and difference, all together in Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Tattvashtak. These songs are great, invaluable, and immortal gems of Gaudiya Vaishnava literature and contain the most sublime illustrations of confidential philosophical truths, profound scholarship, peerless esoteric expertise, rasikata, and that fathomless flavor of love called vipralamba, longing and separation. In order to spread the message of Sri Chaitanya all over this planet Earth, you convened the grand sacrifice, the Mahayagya of Sankirtan. Almost exalted of the teachers in the line of Sri Vyas, on the occasion of your appearance, and its celebration, my sole fervent prayer at your lotus feet is that I too may be able to offer my life as mere kindling and fulfilling this great sacrifice, which is your cherished ambition. O ocean of compassion and foremost of acharyas, the specialities of your mercy are blossoms of divinity, infinite and innumerable. Never could they be counted. I have plucked but a few petals from them, and in a childish effort, attempted to worship your feet in the way that one makes oblations of Ganga water to the Ganga herself. Kindly reveal a glimpse of your transcendental message within my heart, and grant me the eligibility to serve your dearest ambitions. Praying for mercy, Chidandi Swami Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa. Published in Sri Bhagavat Patrika, Year 9, Issue 12, 1963. Wow. What an amazing glorification. Okay, so it is 8 o'clock now. Maybe we can conclude by singing that Radha Vinod Bihari Tattvashtakam. And yeah, that will end the program with that. So let me just find it. There it is. I don't have a mridanga or anything like that, so we'll just have to sing it. Maybe we'll read the translation and then sing it. And we gave a simple translation and then a more detailed like explanation from my Gurudev below. Actually, no, we'll read the translation and then sing the verse. Read translation, sing the verse. We'll do it like that. That way we know what we're singing. So I worship the lotus feet of that form of Sri Krishna, who, by being absorbed in anxious thought of Srimati Radharani, has assumed her golden feature. And my Gurudev says, Sri Krishna's immersion and separation from Srimati Radhika, who is in man, jealous anger, intensifies to such a point that he assumes her golden complexion. Alternately, Radha Lingita means he finally embraces Srimati Radhika after her man is broken. Radha chinta niveshena yasya kantir vilopita Shri Krishna charanam vande Radha lingita vigraham. When the supreme object of loving service and the supreme loving servant merge in absolute love, how can any distinction be made between them? But when they are separated, all of their distinctions are continuously amplified. Sevya se boge tvayor beta kuto bhave vipralambitu sarvasya bheda satavivardhate. Oh, and I'll read my Gurudev's commentary. He says, Shri Krishna is Sevya, the supreme object of service, and Bhokta, the supreme transcendental enjoyer. And Srimati Radhika is Sevak, the supreme servant, and Bhogya, the supreme transcendental object of his enjoyment. In Sambhog, transcendental union, they are abhed, they are non-different. However, in Vipralambha, transcendental separation, their bhed, or duality, in the form of unique qualities, is amplified more and more. Okay, now third verse. The divine couple who eternally engage in transcendental pastimes comprise an existential reality that is inconceivably differentiated and non-differentiated. For the supreme potency and the supreme possessor of potency are always one with each other. Chillila mithunam tattvam bheda bhedam achintyakam shakti shakti matoraikya yuga parvartate sada. And my Gurudev says, Paratattva, the supreme existential reality, is never without his potency, Shakti. When Shakti and Shaktiman, the supreme source of all potency, have a single form, then Gora Tattva, the reality of Sri Gaurachandra, is manifest. And when they are in two separate bodies, Lila Purushottam, Sri Krishna enjoys unlimited transcendental pastimes with Srimati Radhika. Tattvamekam param vidal Līlaya tadvidastitam Gora Krishna swayam yetar ubhavupayamapnuta. One should know that the absolute truth, which is one without a second, has divided his pastimes into two parts. Gaur is Krishna, and Krishna is Gaur. Hence, both of them are factually the original form of Godhead. So I was saying it before I read the translation anyways. Now my Gurudev's explanation. Although the supreme absolute truth is one, he has two sets of pastimes. In one, he is Shama Sundar Shri Krishna, and in the other, he is Shri Gaurasundar. Shama Sundar is Gaurasundar, and Gaurasundar is Shama Sundar. Thus, both of them are in fact Swayam Bhagavan, the original supreme personality of Godhead from whom all other forms of God are manifest. Wherever all colors exist simultaneously, a golden hue is manifest. However, in the absence of all color, a black hue is manifest. Sarve varna yatra vishta gorakantirvikashate sarva varne nahi nastu Krishna varna prakashate. According to natural science, when the entire visible light spectrum is present in naturally occurring proportions, as in the sun, a golden hue is manifest. In Sanskrit, this is called Gaurakanti. On the other hand, when all visible light is absent, a black hue is manifest. This is called Shamakanti. So now the sixth verse says, the supreme absolute truth, which is one without a second, is both replete with qualities and devoid of qualities. All transcendental qualities are eternally manifest in Sri Gaur, and the totality of transcendental humors, completely devoid of any mundane qualities, is manifest in Sri Krishna. Sagunam nirgunam tattvam ekam eva dvitiyakam sarvanitya gunair gora Krishna rasastu nirgunai. Now my Gurudev's commentary on that, he says, the word varna, complexion, in the previous verse, and the word guna, quality, in this verse, establishes Śrī Gaura Tattva to be as worshipful as Śrī Kṛṣṇa Tattva. The Supreme Absolute Truth is both Sagun, or possessed of all transcendental qualities, and Nirgun, or devoid of all material qualities. Shri Krishna mitunam brahma tyaktva tu nirgunam hita upasate mrisha vigya yatatu shavagatina. So-called intelligent persons who give up this twofold form of Shri Krishna, the Supreme Absolute, and worship the undifferentiated, all-pervading impersonal existence, are like fools looking for rice in empty husks. Although someone may be learned in all the scriptures, his endeavors to obtain mukti, impersonal liberation, by worshipping the impersonal Brahma will only amount to fruitless labor. In other words, such a person is not intelligent at all. Krishna vitunam Brahma taktatu nirgunam hitat upasate mrishabhya hitat tushavaghatina. So by the mercy of, now this is verse 8. By the mercy of Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, I worship Shri Vinod Vihari and Srimati Radhika as they meet with one another. Shri Vinod Vihari o Rādhaya milito yada tadaham vandanam kuryam Saraswati prasadata. So my Gurudev's commentary says, by the mercy of Shri Guru, I am granted darshan, a transcendental vision of the divine couple, Shri Shri Rādhā Vinod Vihari, at the time of their transcendental meeting. Now then, the last verse, 9th verse, whoever recites this ashtakam every day with great faith will fully comprehend Kṛṣṇa Tattva and become immersed in meditation on the lotus feet of Shri Gaura Sundar. Iti tattvashtakam nityam yapatit shadayanvita Kṛṣṇa tattvam abhigyaya Gaurapade bhavenmati. O Rādhā chintani veshena yasya kantir vilopita Shri Kṛṣṇa charanam vande Rādhā lingita vigraha Shri Kṛṣṇa charanam vande Rādhā lingita vigraha. Jaya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Ram Hare Hare Jai Sachinandan Jai Gaura Hari Sachinandan Jai Gaura Hari Jai Rādhā Vinod Vihari Radhe Jai Bhakti Prajñāna Śrīla Keśava Gosvāmī Bhakti Prajñāna Jai Keśava Gosvāmī Jai Gurudeva Gurudeva, Jai Gurudeva, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. जय श्री सच्चिनंदन गौर हरि की जय, श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय, श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जय, जय श्रील गुरुदेव की जय, जय श्रील परम गुरुदेव की जय, जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, all the associates of Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada की जय, श्री रूपानु गौड़ीय गुरु वर्ग की जय, स्वपाशाद श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय, श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गान की जय, श्री गिरिराज महाराज की जय, श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय, श्री श्री यशोदा दामोदर की जय, श्री राधा दामोदर की जय, श्री उर्ज व्रत कार्तिक व्रत नियम सेवा की जय, उर्ज व्रत की जय, ऊर्जेश्वरी रसेश्वरी श्री वृषभानुनंदिनी श्रीमती राधा ठाकुरानी की जय, जय नित्यल्लभ विश्व श्रीमद श्रील भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज तिरुभाव तिथि विरह महोत्सव की जय, जय श्री मुरारी गुप्त की जय, तदीय शुभ तिरुभाव तिथि की जय, जय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्री शारदीय रास यात्रा की जय, जय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि। वृंदाय तुलसी देवाय प्रियाय केशवाय कृष्ण भक्ति प्रददेवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः, वंशा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। Dandava pranams, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatharani Mataji, Champak Mataji, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, and all the devotees watching on YouTube and Facebook. Ramakanta Prabhu, Dandava pranams, Gandharvika Didi, Vidyalalasa Didi, Krishna Mai Didi, Avai Prabhu, Haribo, and all the other devotees watching. Also, the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jaya Prabhu, and anybody else. Haribo, thank you so much for joining. And I have no idea what we're gonna do this Kartik, like what our program should be. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. If anybody has suggestions, let me know. Maybe we can read from the Damadashkam book. We've been reading from that every year for a while now, and it's one of my favorite books by my Gurudev, so maybe we can do that. Yeah, all right. Haribo. Is there anything anybody wants to mention before I end the stream? Okay. See you all tomorrow. I hope you all have a very auspicious, strong, and inspired Kartik Vrat. Jai. Haribo. Yeah.